I got to bring up two more, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Talk to me about. You're gonna laugh at this one.
Okay.
Talk to me about the danger of excitement with self-sabotage. Did y'all hear that one? That was deep, wasn't it? The danger of excitement.
That is funny. So one of the things that we look at when we talk about like self-sabotage is the adrenaline rush. So I'm always looking for something that's going to make me like feel alive. And the issue with that is you go up and then eventually you have to go down. And we go down, there's a chemical in our body called dopamine. And when we have that dopamine crash, it causes us to actually want more. So we have to try to find different things that make us more excited. So it's actually better, and I'm gonna use your words, it's better to kind of stay as much as possible kind of ground and even keel. When balance, when stuff happens. Because if we're just like we're just like so excited about this thing, and then like you reach this mountaintop, then we crash. And that crash, most of us have had something where we're really looking forward to. We do it, and then afterwards, like, there's a dopamine drop. And that dopamine drop, when we're talking about dealing with like negative narratives or self-sabotaging or negative parts of ourselves, it's not good because we're going to keep looking for those dopamine hits.
In other words, there's nothing wrong with getting excited, but your excitement needs to be managed in reality.
Yes. Can I say something else?
You stole the microphone from me.
I'm sorry. Thank you. So if we want to look at it scientifically, there are three types of stress. There's something called eustress, which is EU stress, which is the positive stress, and there's normal stress. Actually, there's distress, which is the negative stress, and then EU stress. So stress, normal stress is all right. Eustress, EU stress is that excitement that we talk about, and distress is the negative. Our body reacts the same to all of them. But when we talk about stress and eustress, there's a level of normacy with it. So I'm excited about, like, I go on a trip and I'm excited about getting back and seeing my family. That is like normal stress. But like if I stay in that stress state, then it does something to my body because my body's so used to being on this high. God didn't mean for our bodies to be on this high constantly. He meant for our bodies to be balanced and even keel, to have ups and downs, but not to be all the way up here for such a long time, because it eventually like will mess with our nervous system, makes us more anxious because we're so used to this adrenaline. So when we talk about that excitement and the way adrenaline hits us, I think it's good for us to think about that way. Like there is normal stress that's normal. And then there's good stress. I'm excited, but then there's distress. And the distress, like if we hold on to that so long, it could really mess with us. Is that helpful?
That y'all clap for him. That was really good. You know, when you were talking, that you struck something in me. The reason why a lot of guys have situationships. Did you like that word? Like situationships. The reason why a lot of guys have situationships is because they get bored with the person that they're with, and then they look for something to feel that. Oh yeah,
dopamine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and when they get that situationship,
yeah,
they move from one situationship to another situationship.
Yes.
Help me with that.
Yeah, that's a tougher one. But it's an important thing. If we are living for the high, that means that this person wants to be with you as long as they feel the high. Then when the newness wears off,
don't get us in trouble.
Sorry, I'm not going to say newness. That's bad. That's bad. Well, but when the newness wears off, then what happens is they look for something else to fill that void. And this is why I think it's so beautiful that God calls us when we're married, to be with one woman whole life, because there's a level of like balance that happens. It's not about the highs and lows. It's about like, can you consistently be in a relationship, not with your eyes on a swivel, your head on a swivel, but being with somebody. And some of the things about situationships, that's also negative coping. Yeah. Something, I deal with this all the time. I'm kind of a counselor, so I'm a counselor. So I deal with this. I see this sometimes with folks I work with, where they're just like, yeah, we've been married for X amount of years, I'm bored. And it's like, well, what's wrong with being bored? I think we fooled ourselves to think that boredom is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a normal thing. It's a part of life. And boredom, actually, if you want to talk about like learning and processing, when you're bored, it gives your brain a chance to rest, and you're actually solving problems when you're bored versus constantly thinking and constantly going. So there's nothing wrong with being bored, because I think that's a part of life. We get this picture that life is supposed to be all these like, this is the thing that I dislike about this. Okay, if we look at this, like Instagram, whatever, TikTok, whatever, it looks like life is all excitement. Everything is like an exciting moment from an exciting moment from an exciting moment, exciting moment. That's not the reality. Everybody in here knows that you have to go to work tomorrow. Most of us have to go to work tomorrow. And when we go to work, like I wish work was exciting every single day, but sometimes you got to sit down and write that paper. Sometimes you got to sit down and do that budget. And there's nothing wrong with us just thinking about like life sometimes has normal moments. And there's nothing wrong with us being bored. In fact, I think it's good for us to be bored. It is really good for us to be bored.
Man, we've covered so much. You say it's good for us to be bored?
Yes.
Man, we got a lot to say about that. Okay, one last thing before we go. You know how men self-sabotage? Sometimes comparing themselves to other men.
Yes.
They wish they were taller. They wish they were slimmer. They wish they, how can I say that in front of a church? They just wish they were better. Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't have never said that at church, but I'm gonna let you say it. They compare themselves when it comes to income. They can compare themselves in terms of fitness or status or relationship. They just continue to compare themselves to other folks. And I want to just take a moment here and let's deflate that issue of comparison. Because even when it came to Saul and David, I think there was a little song. Casey told me there was a song out during that day that hit the top 10. Y'all don't remember Casey? Don't act like y'all don't know who Casey is. He said Saul slayed his thousands, but David his
10,000s. I've heard it said, and it's been said in here before, comparison is a thief of joy. So as men, sometimes we can compare to other people, like, I wish I had that person's car, I wish this, I wish that, I wish that. What if, as we're told in, I believe it's 1 Timothy, it says, godliness with contentment is great gain. What if we just think like, you know, I'm not where I was, I'm not where I want to be, but God has me right here. And just thinking about like, I'm here now doesn't mean I'm going to stay here forever. And that's an important concept. Plus, I heard Pastor Stephen Furtick say this. Sometimes we compare somebody's highlight reels to our normal life. And the reality is, our normal life, everyone has normal lives. Everyone has to go to the bathroom, everyone has to sleep, everyone has to eat, everyone has normal lives. And they do normal stuff. So when we compare ourselves, we're comparing like somebody on stage to us sitting here, but you have no idea what's going on in the background. And the other thing is, that person may be on that screen. We look at people in Hollywood and think, man, they got it all together. You know how the divorce rate in Hollywood? You know how many people are like cheating on each other in Hollywood? So money don't solve the problem. It's a heart thing. So here's the thing I want to say about that. The comparison is when we think about how we compare ourselves to other people. When we look at someone else's life and think they got it all together and we don't, we have no idea what's happening in the background and what God's doing in their life and what God's doing in our lives. How about one of the things I think that can bring us more joy is when we fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, and we look at him. We don't look to the right or to the left and see what's happening over here. This does not mean that we don't strive or that we don't push, but what it does mean is our focus is not on this other person over here. Our focus is on Jesus, because he is where we should be looking at, not these other people.
Thank you so much. Well, there you have it. Stop self-sabotaging behavior. I want to close by saying this. Let's learn how to celebrate one another. When somebody else is, let's celebrate them and let's go yes for them. But also, let's come alongside one another and bear one another's burdens. And I think that will help men not self-sabotage, not compare, not to get into some of these pitfalls. That will help us be a whole lot better if we would do that. Amen. Well, let's give God a hand praise. Amen. All right, we're going to sing one more song, and then we'll hear from the word of the Lord this morning. Did y'all enjoy that this morning? Amen. You know what? I'm going to change the song. Let's sing a song together. I love you. I love you.